From downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 11 starts now.
Stop the violence. That is the message tonight from community leaders in Detroit after a week filled with deadly shootings. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Karen Drew. Now, we know violent crime usually rises when the weather warms up, but this past week has been particularly tough for Detroit police. It all started 7 days ago on June 27th at Skinner Park, where someone opened fire near a playground, taking the lives of a 4-year-old and an 18-year-old. Then on Tuesday, July 1st, this was the scene. A 17-year-old was shot in the head outside an apartment complex on the east side. He is still fighting for his life tonight. And then last night, July 3rd, what a scene. There were 2 more shootings. One 16-year-old pulled a gun and shot a police officer in the hand. The officer fired back, killing the teen. And then just a few moments later, a few blocks away, another 16-year-old was shot in a drive-by outside a gas station, remains in critical condition at this hour. All this has led community leaders to come together at the Church of Messiah. Noel Friel, who's covered several of these shootings this week, joins us now. Noel, what do the leaders have to say tonight?
Karen, faith leaders, community activists, and even Detroit Police Chief Todd Bettison all joined in to call for a citywide ceasefire after the recent string of shootings, all involving children and teens. Bettison's message is that gun violence prevention starts at home.
God, we stand today on this Independence Day for this nation, confessing, humbling ourselves, and declaring that we
praying together and holding photos of gun violence victims, faith leaders came together to call for a ceasefire in Detroit after a string of recent shootings involving teens.
That's what we're here to do, to launch a message campaign from our community leaders and to our community, a word, a message that we're calling for a ceasefire. We're calling for a cease to smoke in Detroit and Wayne County.
It comes after back-to-back shootings Thursday night, where one teen was killed by police after shooting at officers and another was injured in a drive-by shooting outside a gas station. And earlier in the week, the triple shooting at Skinner Playfield that claimed the lives of a 4-year-old and an 18-year-old.
Present the voices of people who were going to school, going to work, going to the park, doing what they were supposed to do, but they were gunned down. So we are now their voice.
Police Chief Todd Bettison addressed the spike in violence, urging parents and community members to get involved.
Search your kid's room. It's your house. I'm pretty sure they're keeping weapons in the room. You know, go through their phone, look at their social media page, get involved.
Go sit on your porch and go to your schools and talk to. We're calling for a ceasefire, and it's not one person; it's all of us calling. We have to do this. We have to stop.
Anyone with information on any of the unsolved shootings that happened this week can contact Crime Stoppers at 1-800-SPEAK-UP. Live downtown, Noel Friel, Local 4.
All right, Noel, so many cases here. Police arrested 2 people in connection to that Skinner Park shooting, but what about the other cases police are still trying to solve? Where do things stand?
Yeah, Karen, the police are still asking for tips in several of the cases that we mentioned at the top of our show. The shooting that happened outside of Martin Luther King Apartments near East Lafayette and St. Auburn on Tuesday night. The drive-by shooting that happened outside of a Citgo on Mack Avenue last night. And police are still searching for a 3rd suspect in the officer-involved shooting that happened last night at Harper and Meringue. Karen.
Such a tough week for obviously Detroit police and our community. Noel, we appreciate it. Thank you. Things are drying off tonight after some rain moved through this afternoon. This was the scene in downtown Detroit. It was about 6 o'clock when we hit the air during our newscast, and this was the scene. Forewarned meteorologist Ron Hilliard tracking conditions this evening. The rain's gone, but the air quality remains a concern. Ron.
Karen, that is very true. We still have the air quality concerns, and actually the rain helps to cleanse the air, but that's a temporary fix. We will have the heat, the humidity, we have fireworks smoke as well as wildfire smoke, which will be combining to add pollutants to our air here in Metro Detroit. So here's a look into downtown and towards southwest Detroit. You can see some of the fireworks still going off right now as we look toward the southwest. A look into Mount Clemens. It is a pleasant night, but it is still warm here in southeast Michigan. We have temps coming in the mid 70s. Those winds are light to even calm, right around 5 miles per hour coming out of the south. So things are pretty decent tonight. We are partly cloudy. We're looking at a system off to our west that will impact our weather, before the weekend is out. Here is that air quality advisory blanketing a good portion of southeast Michigan from communities around I-69 and southward that goes through tomorrow night. So here's a look at your weekend forecast. I'm going to tell you that these are the numbers that we're going to be looking at in the afternoon hours, but it's going to feel even a lot hotter out there. And then we do have that rain chance as we get into our Sunday. I'm going to talk more about the timing and if it's going to be something that impacts us for our entire day on Sunday. That's coming up. Karen?
Filled with cookouts and fireworks coming to an end for much of us. It was a great July 4th around Metro Detroit. In Plymouth, spectators lined up to get a glimpse of the Good Morning USA parade. Our Shante Passmore saves us the best seat along the route.
Hey there, wishing you all a wonderful Independence Day. When you look at this crowd, you can tell that this is a beloved tradition for a lot of families. This year's theme, United We Stand.
The sun, the weather, the 4th of July, God bless America, it's fabulous.
A salute to America.
Remaining independent, the freedom that we have, and sustaining that.
From the youngest child.
I just like seeing the fire trucks.
To those with children.
I'm looking at the veterans. There's a World War II vet that has been coming the past couple of years, and we were hoping to see him this year.
Each celebrating what it means to be an American with pride. Even more special, birthdays falling on this historic date.
Very festive, way more festive probably than most people's birthday.
On Main Street, the Good Morning USA Parade features war veterans, bands, floats, and more than 1,500 participants. In the crowd, thousands of people. Old Glory flying high. A reminder of the freedom's promise to our nation.
And another milestone. Benita Gibson is celebrating, check this out, her 114th birthday during the parade. She's the oldest living person in Michigan, the third in the nation. Just incredible. We're in downtown Plymouth. I'm Shante Passmore, Local 4.
All right, thank you, Shante. Let's head on over to Belle Isle. That was such a busy sight for 4th of July. Hundreds of Detroiters came together for barbecues and beach days on the island. Things got so busy, the park actually had to close to vehicle traffic for a short period of time. If you are headed to Oakland County Lake this holiday weekend, expect to see more Marine patrols on the water. Sheriff Michael Bouchard says his Marine unit, the state's largest, will be out in force for the 4th of July as part of Operation Dry Water, a nationwide crackdown on drunk boating. With the most registered boats of any Michigan county, Oakland's 45 Marine deputies will be watching to keep holiday boaters safe. Police say it's a miracle no one was hurt in a multi-car crash on Detroit's east side this afternoon. This happened just before 4 on East Werner Highway and Mount Elliott Street. Police said a vehicle was speeding when it collided with another. The force of the crash actually sent one car crashing into a nearby vacant building. Witness told us somehow the man inside walked away.
He flipped about 4 or 5 times, hit the wall. He got out. He got out the car, and he ran down to us.
Police reported that there were no serious injuries, but the driver of that speeding vehicle was taken to a hospital out of caution. The Lodge is back open right now after a rollover crash near Chicago Boulevard. The right southbound lanes were closed for about an hour. When our crew arrived, they saw the car being taken away by a tow truck. Police have not said if anyone was hurt or what caused that crash. A group of children being credited for saving 2 toddlers. The kids were walking home from the store when they noticed the toddlers climbing out of a window and onto a roof. Well, they rushed to get help, and one teen quickly grabbed a ladder and then climbed onto the roof.
I always gotta watch out because they was running around, so gotta watch out, think fast. I gotta put them back in the window as fast as I can.
Police have not said if the toddlers' parents were home at the time of that incident. We'll let you know when we learn more, but great job for those quick-thinking teens. Dearborn Heights woman could face charges after animal control removed over 20 dogs from her home. This happened on Fleming Street this past Wednesday after neighbors reported animal abuse. Officials found about 27 Chihuahua-type dogs inside, living in terrible conditions. Now, because of the number of dogs, animal control from Redford, Garden City, and Highland Park came to help with the removal. The dogs were taken to the Michigan Humane Society for care. Afterwards, city building officials inspected that house and declared it was unfit for living. Officials say they expect charges to be filed soon.